electrification is the way of ticking all the boxes: affordability, climate action, and also resilience. So it's kind of getting there, but also Europe is waking up to the fact that particularly China is very far ahead, so a lot of work to do. What we're doing with the electrification staircase is a little bit different, which is why it's not a ladder, because all it's got on it is stuff that is going to electrify. So it's not differentiating between stuff that is and isn't, it's all going to electrify, but where it is on the staircase is when it's likely to start happening. So we already see electrification of two-wheelers, cars, starting to see commercial electrification of heating and so on. But then when you look at some of the more difficult sectors, some of the industrial sectors, it may take a decade, it may start in the 2030s, it may start in the 2040s. There's even a few things on it that might not even start until after the 2040s. So it's to try to communicate to policymakers, investors, the general public, civic society, that this is happening, even if it isn't immediate. Even if it isn't immediate, it's definitely happening. Once you inevitably understand that it's going to be electrification is the way forward, I think that's going to accelerate a lot of things. Europe has to get electricity costs under control. And paradoxically, the solution to that is electrification. Because when you electrify, you put more volume through the system, so you have a bigger denominator. Everything gets divided by a bigger number. The costs get spread over a larger volume. But also, what you add, particularly transportation, heating, and industrial heat, is flexible. Instead of pushing up the peak demand, which is what drives investment in the grid, you're able to start moving around and using electricity not at the peak. So electrification will also push the electricity costs down, some kind of an industrial strategy of actually saying, well, what do we need to work together on? Where are there coordination problems? Where are there R&D gaps? Where are there regulatory gaps? And actually having a coherent set of policy and regulation that then helps to accelerate and kind of block and tackle and create the conditions for what's going to be an enormous growing industrial sector for Europe. And we're very good at it. Europe is very good at this stuff. The entrepreneurs need to come in, and it'll all be a sort of a virtuous circle. Electricity costs coming down, volume going up, talent coming into the business, regulations being written that allow capital formation around these solutions. And I have no doubt we can do it. We're entering a new phase, that's for absolutely sure. If you're not here, you're not cool.